Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time, and I'm here for another Monday This and That video where I talk about all kinds of different topics, giving you tips and ideas and answering questions that may have come in the past week, and even leading you back to some videos I may already have out. So let's get to the topics of today. And the first thing I want to mention is the cream pie. Now, I'm really irritated because I just realized that I accidentally deleted all the photos of the pie I just made that after I finished the pie. I took several nice photos and thought I had taken them off my phone. I had not. So they're gone. I can't show you that, but I can show you photos of some other cream pies I've made and then talk about this one a little bit. Now, I do have a video of a chocolate cream pie that I'll link to in the description box down below. But the other day I decided to try again working with the freeze-dried bananas, and then also added freeze-dried mangoes and pineapple and coconut to that to make a tropical medley cream pie. And it turned out pretty good. But here's the problem, is that for the second time in a row, when using the freeze-dried bananas, I was unable to really get the cream pie to set up, and I just wonder if it's the bananas. Even though I used equal amounts of the different fruits plus the coconut, it set up better than the one I tried with just bananas, but not as well. So what I'm going to be doing as well, not only linking to the chocolate cream pie recipe, but I'll also put a link to the written recipe and all the many options you can use in the description box. So I took time to actually write it all up, just write up the basic cream pie recipe. This is my own, plus all the various options you can use to make it however you want, whether it be a raspberry cream pie or tropical medley like I did here, or chocolate or coconut or whatever it is. With this, I'm kind of thinking next time I try it or try using the bananas at all, I'm going to be adding just a little bit more of the starch. It can be just any kind of flour or any kind of starch, such as arrowroot powder or tapioca starch, even kudzu, anything like that, that will thicken it. So maybe adding another quarter cup might help it thicken up better, and or adding a third egg. So part of the reason I'm bringing this up is just to remind you that I do have those videos and the written recipes out there, but also just to kind of give you a few more ideas. So one of the things you can do, like I use the Anthony's organic tapioca flour in that to thicken it. And another idea in place of milk would be, especially if you're vegan, would be to use like the coconut milk powder. You'd still want to add the appropriate amount of water, but for a pie like this, it would be perfect because you'd also get more of that coconut flavor if you want that. But the thing is, the number one reason, even though I have no interest in buying a freeze dryer, that I stock up on limited types of freeze-dried foods is that it's the freeze-dried fruits, especially those that we cannot grow locally. And that would be the mangoes, the bananas, and the pineapple. And what I use those for typically, and this is why I like freeze-dried, is not only does it, when it comes to drying fruits, they hold their flavor better, but they are perfect for powdering up and using as flavorings. So you can add them to icings to flavor different icings, like I did with the pineapple coconut banana bread that I have a recipe out on. And I used the pineapple, powdered it up, and used it in the icing I made for the top. It not only thickens it, but it just adds a nice flavor, and you can use less sugar because these things already have their natural sweetness to them. And I've done the same thing with freeze-dried raspberries and strawberries as well. So it's a really great way to just add some more flavor and yumminess to your pantry. And because these are not a renewable resource for us, you can't grow them, I use them very sparingly just for special occasions, but also when I want to just keep trying things out and working with it to kind of share that with you. So that is pretty much the only reason I buy freeze-dried fruits, and I get those from Mother Earth products, especially now that they carry all these in an organic form, the bananas, the mangoes, and the pineapple. And so I always have a link to Mother Earth products in the description box down below. And then another related video I can link you back to where I use freeze-dried raspberries was I did a raspberry cream pie one, but also I did the raspberry rolls. I was just having fun, decided I'd try that. Now, raspberries do grow around here, and we do good with raspberries for a while, and then all of a sudden they'll up and die. I don't know what it is. So we've got raspberries growing again, but we're not going to see any fruit on them this year. So I still like, because we love raspberries, I still like having those on hand for making things like raspberry cream pie and so on. So then the next thing I want to talk about is neem oil. Now you might have seen, it will have been over a week ago, the short that I did on the bug spray. I have a longer video coming out that's more in depth where I talk about other herbs and stuff that you can use. But one thing I forgot to mention in both the long and short form of this video is that when it comes to using the spray, the like I have here, so you can see the neem oil floating on top. I did talk about the need to keep shaking it as you're using it. So you shake it, you spray it, you shake it, you spray it. One of the most important things, though, is that when you're using that, yes, it can be harmful to your pollinators, but once it's dried, it will not harm them. So it is important to know you need to spray this either early morning, which is typically when I do it, before the bees and the butterflies start coming out, or in the evening after they're all gone for the night. And then again, this is going to kill any pests, you know, little caterpillars or whatever that are eating your plants. Of course, I also recommend don't spraying directly in or on any flowers. So another little tip. But then the other thing I wanted to say is a lot of people were asking me where I got that. This oil, which I had already linked to in the description box of that short. So let's talk about shorts for a little bit. To access the description box for the shorts, obviously it's a little bit different because when you're watching full-length videos like this, you see right below the screen a portion of the description box, and you'll see either more or show more depending on the device you're on, and you just click on that and then you open up the rest of the description box. Well, obviously in the short format it's not like that at all, so it can be confusing because everything's different for depending on the device you're using or the type of video you're watching. So on YouTube, when you're watching the shorts, what you'll see is going to vary whether or not you're on a computer or you're on a smart device. So if you're on a computer and you're looking at the shorts on the computer, there'll be the three little dots right at the bottom of the screen, and you click on that, and then it'll open another little box that gives you a menu, and you just click on description, which should be right at the top of that menu. If you're on a smart device, it's going to be on the same side, on the right hand side, but right up at the top, at the very, very top, you'll see the three vertical dots. Click on that, then click on description, and then you'll find any of the links and other information I'm putting in there. And this is going to be especially important for a lot of the shorts I'm going to be putting out as time goes along, is that I'll be linking back to the long form of each of those videos if I have one out already. Now, I didn't link back to the long form on the bug spray simply because that video hasn't published yet, but once it does, I'll go back to the short and link it in there. But I just wanted to get that information out right away. That's why I went ahead and published the short first, because my long form videos are now at least 6 weeks out. And it's almost too far ahead now, and it can get really confusing. So anyway, just know that. So I plan on putting out some more real short form videos and then linking to the full form in the description box. I hardly make any money off it. I think the most I've made off of a short so far is 38 cents. Woohoo! Yeah. But it is a fun way I can quickly get some information out there for those who just need some real fast information, or to give some people quick tips, to remind people of some full-length videos, or to answer a question that I think is really important. I want to get it out there right away. And also especially to be able to do some garden updates, even though they got to be 60 seconds or less, that I can just bam, get them out there same day or the very next day from the day that they were shot, so they're as close to the time frame as possible. Unlike most of my videos now that are so far out that by the time you see them, like any videos I do standing on the deck where I'm talking about whatever the topic is, and the foliage you see behind me is going to look completely different from the time the video was shot to the time it actually publishes. So yeah, I like to be able to try to have some things that come out that are very close to the time that they were shot, either the same day or the next day. Oh, yes, and the other thing I want to say about shorts, that at this time, I want to remind everybody, I'm not using shorts as replacement for long form videos. I'm still, at this time, going to keep putting out 5 videos a week. And what this means is you're going to be seeing extra video. So as it stands right now, the shorts are simply a supplemental. And right now, I'm actually doing 3 videos per week. I may not always put 3 shorts out a week, but typically I'll do one in the afternoon on a Wednesday, and then on the 2 days a week that I don't have videos already coming out, which is Saturday and Sunday. So though I don't babysit my YouTube account on Saturday, I try to have that be my day off and day away from the work. I still plan on trying to get a short out on Saturday and Sunday. And speaking of gardening, berries right now, I got strawberries coming in. Not as many as I would like to see, especially with all the plants I have, but I know it's simply because it has been so cold here. We had a couple of brief, really warm weathers, and now we've been back to cold. So much so I've been having to build fires, at least for a certain amount of time during the day, just to take the chill off the house because it's been so cold. But what I'm doing with my strawberries, like I always do, is I've been chopping them up and freezing them in jars. I still actually have strawberries left from last year, which is good. Even though I was using them through the year, I typically combine them with other fruits. It's like currants and blueberries and rhubarb and so on. It reminded me that even though we like strawberry jam, to us it just never seems to have as much flavor as raspberry jam or blackberry jam. So somebody clued me in several years back, a little trick that she does with strawberries, and I haven't done this in a long time, but I might consider doing this again. And that is getting yourself some crushed pineapple. So if you just buy it, it's already in the can, it's crushed, or you could buy a fresh pineapple and then just process it up yourself. But just taking a can of crushed pineapple and throwing that in with your strawberries that you have all prepared for the jam making, oh my goodness, it is such a good blend if you like pineapple. But I was very surprised. And you can blend that pineapple with all kinds of different fruits and get some pretty great flavors. I think a pineapple raspberry peach would be really good too. So just learning to be creative and combine different fruits is really fun. And, and that's what I'm always doing. I'm always finding ways to combine fruits, whether it be for jams or syrups or pies, in all kinds of various ways, especially when you have some fruits where you don't get as many of. Well, then you can combine it with some of the other ones you do, like currants. We get tons and tons of currants. I have 4 currant bushes and so many currants. I get lots. So those get used quite a bit in pies and in fruit crisps. And I have made a jam out of it. I did a blueberry currant jam that was really good a couple of years ago. And then one more thing I wanted to mention were the dryer balls. So if you saw my last video I did on, I think it was 5 ways to save on laundry, I mentioned the wool dryer balls, and I mentioned specifically the ones you can get from Cocoa Stripes. And I did buy them, but I have yet to use them. I've been kind of holding off to use these. I bought them as backups because I've been using the same ones for I don't know how many years now, but they're starting to fall apart one by one. Actually, I have a total of 9. And I just finally, for the first time, threw 2 of them away, and I'm looking at the rest of them, and they're all kind of starting to come apart. So I'm going to be falling back real soon on these ones that I bought from Cocoa Stripes. But I really like the looks of these ones. But Cocoa Stripes is a really great place. It is a small US-based business, very nice Christian lady. And she was the one I found her company. I bought a couple of things from her and I was just communicating with her back and forth. I wasn't asking to be an affiliate or anything. I assumed because she was a small business, she didn't have affiliates yet, but she just asked me, would you like to do this? And I was like, sure. So in all of my videos in the past couple of years, maybe, you will find the link to Cocoa Stripes in the description box. So I bought several things. The first thing I got were the silicone bags that I like to use in the freezer. So silicone's a little better than your regular plastic when it comes to freezing in. It's going to be safer and it's going to last a lot longer. So I do love those silicone bags. They're pretty heavy duty. They're made well. And then I got the silicone bowl covers. I love those. I use them quite a bit. And she's got all kinds of great reusable things that are going to be more environmentally friendly and help you to save money in the long run. And if you go through my link that she provided, you get a discount on your order, which is also an added bonus. So not only does it help support us, because it is an affiliate and we make a small percentage off any purchase, then you also can get a discount by going through there. And then again, in the long run, just like with the dryer balls, I have not used any kind of dryer sheets. Now, most of you know I hang my clothes to dry most of the year. This time of year is always so odd for us. We get so few days that are dry enough and warm enough for me to hang the clothes outside. Usually July, August, we can do that more. But this time of year where it's just the constant back and forth dampness and mist and rain and it's cold, things just don't get dry. And we don't have a fire going in the house very often. And if I do build one, it's not long enough to dry the clothes, to hang them in the inside lines. So I often have to fall back on my dryer. And so it is nice having these. And I have not used dryer sheets in I don't know how long. I stopped using them so long ago. And the dryer balls is just a way that it's going to be more natural. They help your clothes to dry a little faster. They help to prevent static cling and in the long run save you money on dryer sheets. So, and some people do like to put maybe a little bit of essential oils on them when they throw them in there to add scent. I tried that with a few. And I wasn't really impressed with how that worked. It just seemed like it stained my dryer balls, and that was it. It didn't seem to change as far as that goes, but I do like using those over anything else. And they do help keep the clothes moving around well, so they fluff up better rather than kind of wanting to stay in a clump, even though you got those bars in there. The dryer balls still actually help with that. So there's that, and that's my this and that for the week. Any thoughts, ideas, or questions you might have, put those in the comment section down below. And thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.